I mean, everybody knows Jay ain't shit. Like that, everyone knows that. You know, he's about the bag. You know, we all know that. It's about he's self-preserving. Period. Like, you know, it's just that the people he does it to don't have like Beyonce next to him. They don't have that kind of a power. But you know, this dude here.
Are Jay-Z and Dame Dash finally about to squash their beef? See, this could be a big deal, because there aren't a lot of rap beefs that had such a massive effect on the whole industry the way this one did. And that's because this beef is essentially a battle between two different approaches to business. You have the cool, calm, billionaire mogul, Jay, on the one side, and the loud, outspoken, and boastful Dame Dash on the other. See, Jay is known for making smart business moves and quietly closing lucrative deals with other big players. Dame, on the other hand, is all about being the boss and creating his own brands.
I don't believe I should have to be nice to get somebody to give me something. If my product is good, no matter how I act, you will pay for it.
But let's start from the beginning. The story starts in 1995 when Jay was selling CDs out of his car and struggling to find somebody who would sign him. So after getting rejected by several major labels, Jay and his friends Dame Dash and Kareem Biggs Burke decided to create their own independent label, name it Rockefeller Records. They quickly secured a distribution deal with Priority Records, and in 1996, Jay released his debut album, Reasonable Doubt. Over the next few years, Rockefeller and Jay, as its main artist, collaborated with the hottest producers of the time like Swizz Beatz, Timbaland, The 45 King, and Jermaine Dupri. However, in 2000, Jay decided to redefine his sound and took a new roster of producers, among them Kanye West, Bink, The Neptunes, and Just Blaze. And though Jay remained Rockefeller's figurehead artist, he and Dame started signing new talent, including Cameron, Freeway, and several young Philadelphia rappers that later became a rap group, State Property. However, by 2002, rumors about friction between Jay and Dash started flying around after Dame tried to name Cameron vice president of Rockefeller while Jay was on vacation. And though both camps denied that there were any feuds going on, multiple insiders claimed Jay was bothered by Dame's media attention, while Dame thought Jay was too inaccessible. Here's how one of the first Rockefeller artists, Beanie Siegel, broke it down.
Cameron. He fell victim to the camera. You know, you're liable to say anything. You could beat anybody. Or I think if Dame would have played the role as Kareem Burks did.
In 2004, after rumors about Rockefeller closing reached a boiling point, Dame told MTV, "All that is paperwork. We'll never break up. It's Rockefeller for life. I would never pass the torch or leave any of my artists. I look at them like my family, almost like my children. I would never leave them with anybody else. Who else would run Rockefeller but me? The purpose of business is to build equity in it and sell it and start another one. But The Rock is something that's my heart. That's my life, my soul." But see, Jay had a different approach to business, and just 6 months later, he was named president and CEO of Def Jam Records. This led Jay, Dame, and Biggs to sell their remaining interest in Rockefeller to the Island Def Jam Music Group, and Jay, as president, took control of both companies. This meant Jay retained control of all Rockefeller masters and basically ousted Dame and Biggs. However, Jay later told XXL that he had offered to turn down the position and ownership in exchange for the masters to Reasonable Doubt alone. So I was like, let me get Reasonable Doubt and I'll give up my masters, Jay said. I'll give up Rockefeller, I'll give up president and CEO of Def Jam, everything. Just give me my baby to hold on to so 10 years down the line, I can look back and I got something. I'm not empty-handed, and I was the one being offered everything. I thought it was more than fair, and when that was turned down, I had to make a choice. I'll leave that for the people to say what choice they would have made. That's about it. I don't really want to talk about Dame or Biggs. I don't have nothing negative to say about them. We all bosses, but there's only one presidential suite. If we in a hotel, somebody got to move to another hotel, Jay added. However, Dash and Biggs told XXL they were disappointed that Jay kept the Rockefeller name, and they claimed he tried to use it as a bargaining chip to win full ownership of the masters to Reasonable Doubt, the one album they released before partnering with Def Jam. And to give you an idea how strongly Dame felt about this, just check out this clip of him going off on Def Jam officials for meeting with Jay behind his back.
That's why shit is fucked up. Man, y'all stay trying to do that. Y'all should have called Dame and Dash and said, you want the whole fucking thing to hear it? Keep the door open. I don't give a fuck. Y'all should have called Dame and Dash, make sure I was privy to it, and make sure I was CC'd or whatever.
After selling their remaining interests in Rockefeller, Dash and Biggs went on to start their own labels, and each Rockefeller artist was offered a choice who they wanted to go with. Cameron and Diplomats were the first to join Dame's label Dash Music Group, and they started publicly dissing Jay. Cameron claimed Jay blocked him from taking the position of vice president, and then in 2005, when Cameron was shot during a botched carjacking, he claimed the gunman threw up Rock's diamond hand sign.
But I mean, I'm a businessman, I'm from Harlem.
One last question. What exactly did did you hear the guy say he was trying to jack?
Like, get out the car. Give me the car, fool. And I said, get the fuck fuck out of here. Murked up.
That same year, Cameron went off on Jay on his track You Gotta Love It, naming all the reason he hates Jay. First, you stole Rockefeller from Dame. Second, you stole Kanye from Dame. Third, you stole Rockaware from Dame. Fourth, I seen him throw that diamond up before them shots was fired. However, Dash later claimed his beef wasn't directly with Jay, but with Culture Vulture executives Jay was working with. Dame specifically named Lion Cohen, former top man at Def Jam, and said people like Cohen instigated rap beefs for profit. During his 2014 interview with Vlad TV, Dame directly called out Cohen for profiting from hip-hop culture and blamed him for ruining Rockefeller.
Was with Lior because I think he's a fake CEO and I think he's fronting on my culture, but he can't front on anybody else. And I'm calling him out publicly and I want him to stop trying to rape my culture, go make some money with some other people. Never had a beef with Jay, always with Lior and his whole crew. He's the one that ruined Rockefeller. I'm just talking about me having a beef with Lior Cohen. See? You see how it always transitions back to Jay? Lior Cohen. That's my beef. Pause. Not Jay.
But there's another popular theory about this beef. See, rumor has it that what contributed to the downfall of Rockefeller was Jay's association with R. Kelly. Kelly allegedly married Aaliyah in 1994 when she was still underage. Kelly was 27 at the time, while Aaliyah was just 15. Aaliyah later dated Dame for about a year until her tragic death in 2001, and Dame said Aaliyah was so traumatized from her relationship with Kelly that she couldn't even speak about it in private. And all she could say was that Kelly was a bad man. But just months after Aaliyah died, Jay-Z partnered with R. Kelly, and they released a joint album, The Best of Both Worlds. Dash, of course, was strongly opposed to this, and he later claimed Jay knew all about the disgusting things Kelly was doing, and he still went and made an album with him. Anyway, listen to Dame talk about this in his 2019 interview on Hip Hop Motivation.
And the karma happens, but the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not fucking with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same. So to me, Rockefeller was defunct. It was over. I couldn't fuck with it. It was something that to me was just like, not to say unforgivable, but I couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't understand how people didn't, I thought, well, then the people aren't gonna have that. But nobody said nothing.
But that's not the only theory about Jay and Dame's beef. Former Rockefeller producer Choke No Joke claimed that Jay fell out with Dame because Dame tried to make a move on Beyonce. There was a point at Rockefeller when Dame wasn't allowed around Beyonce, Choke No Joke said. I mean, nothing happened like he kissed or sexted or something like that. Did he try to holler at her? Yeah, that's the same thing he did with Aaliyah. Choke No Joke called Dame a creep and said, everybody that worked there at the time knew because he was a creep. Beyonce wasn't going for that shit. And the only reason why Aaliyah might have gone for it was because he wouldn't be public with her. However, Jay never hinted that this beef was over any personal issues, and it seems like it's always been about business for him. And in his July 2013 interview with Hot 97's Angie Martinez, he said he has love for Dame despite their differences.
What we built, that could never be, you can't take that away. So no matter what, no whether, no time or space, right? No matter how many years I ain't see him, the love is still there, because, what we've done was, forever be, stamped in history. Like we created something that's gonna go down forever. So it's I can only have love for Dame.
And from that point on, there were a few signs here and there that Jay and Dame were trying to squash their beef. Shortly after his interview with Angie Martinez, Jay reunited with Dame at a birthday party in NYC, and Dame later shared a photo of the reunion on his Instagram. But fast forward to 2019, Dame was still throwing shade at Jay for lacking morals and principles.
I'm looking past it. So Jay-Z, if I've offended you, I apologize. Lior Cohen, if I offended you, I apologize. Steve Stout, if I've offended you, I apologize. Just because you don't have the same morals and principles, it's cool.
And then in June 2021, news broke that Jay was suing Dame for trying to sell Jay's debut album, Reasonable Doubt, as an NFT. But Dame fired back and filed a countersuit, accusing Jay of wrongfully claiming streaming rights to Reasonable Doubt for himself. However, Jay still refused to engage in any public back and forth, and during his 2021 acceptance speech at the ceremony for his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, he actually gave a shout out to Dame.
He's like, we're gonna create our own company, That's hip-hop. And we created this company called Rockefeller Records. Shout out to Dame. I know we don't see eye to eye, but I can never erase your accomplishments.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for acknowledging Dame Dash.
Shout out to Biggs.
The Biggs.
One of the most honorable people I've met. We created something that will probably never be duplicated.
That's right. Y'all did that together.
As for Dame, he told Page Six he was surprised to hear this and revealed he was ready to squash the beef for good. It was beautiful, Dame said. I'm glad he said it for the culture. We need to squash everything. So hopefully if that was an extended olive branch, I'll spin one back. And then on March 16th, 2022, multiple sources reported that Dame and Jay were in settlement talks over their lawsuits. Jay's attorney Alex Spiro said during a federal court hearing that both sides are in the process of meeting and conferring to determine whether they can reach a settlement agreement that would resolve this case. But just when everyone thought Dame and Jay would squash this beef once and for all, Dame made it clear he's still not over it. Just days after Jay's lawyer claimed both parties are in settlement talks, Dame denied this and jumped on his Instagram to set the record straight. Please don't believe this hype. We are nowhere near a settlement, Dame wrote. They accused me of doing something I did not do, and now they have to prove it. And I can sell my share anytime I want. Ask the judge. Dame then invited Jay and Biggs to hit him up and settle their issues in private. If you want to settle this, holler at me, Dame said. We used to hustle together. Court is corny. Let's talk like men for the future. I dare y'all to respond. Do it for the culture. Now, as for the fans, it seems like they're divided on this one. One man commented on Dame's post, I'm Team Dash on this one. Jay, he did business with culture vultures to try to play a big homie. I won't play none of his corny bars again. However, others are saying it's Dame's own fault he burned all bridges. I bet Jigga has some real reasons that he won't with Dame, another follower commented. Even though I respect Dame, I think it would be great to see him do a project together. Sometimes people cross the line and disrespect you and there's no going back, ever. Dame definitely used to go off on anyone that didn't agree. Jigga was probably like, you crazy, peace. But how do y'all feel about this? Should these two talk it out and squash this beef? Or do you think it's too late now? Let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure you check out this next one.